What's on your mind? What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the What's on Your Mind podcast, where we talk about the things that no one else wants to talk about. And I'm your host, Cash. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode. If you've been watching and keeping up with the podcast, thank you always for watching each episode and, giving feedback if you have and things and such like that. I truly appreciate it. And welcome to episode 7. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Zodiac Signs. I'll just start off with talking a little bit about my opinion on them and how I believe and why I believe in Zodiac Signs and why I think people should believe in them as well. So just to start, when I first started looking into astrology, I didn't really hear too much about it outside of my household, really, because my mom is an Aries, so she represents that a lot. If you know about Aries, then you know. But so she would say all the time, yo, I'm an Aries. So zodiacs was a thing in my house for sure, but it was really when it started getting really popular amongst everyone that I really started to look into astrology a little bit more within the terms of zodiac signs. So I'm a Libra. I don't know what that was, but I'm a Libra, September 24th. So I'm in the Virgo, beginning of Libra. And honestly, when I hear, those people on the internet, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, in the little post on Libras and how the personality traits and things of such add up to a Libra, or trying to put the characteristics of that zodiac. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but I know a lot of times when I read that, I feel like it has nothing to do with me. There's always one out of the whole 10 things that they might list that I'd be like, yeah, okay, that kind of sounds like me. But me personally, I believe in astrology because my first reason is it's literally written in the stars. It's something that is not man-made. It's already there. And there's way more constellations than we know, than we acknowledge. And the fact that people say that astrology is devil worship or against God or whatever they say, I don't really know all of it, but it's kind of BS to me, because how can it be if it's literally written in the stars? You can't argue with that. So you can't argue the stars aligned in these constellations, so that's how you get your house. But one of the second reason why I do believe in is because kind of piggybacking off the first, but some people that I meet that are the same sign, they actually do act alike, and they never met each other, never had a conversation with each other. They talk alike sometimes, use the same phrases, not necessarily tone, but things are such like that, they have the same mindset. That's the second reason why. And honestly, those are really the only two I need to justify, to me, why I feel like astrology is real, in fact. And then it's how I determine personality traits with each sign isn't really based off of reading a bunch about Aquariuses to know how an Aquarius is going to act or how to approach an Aquarius, because reading about it is kind of helpful and to a certain extent, because everybody is different in their own sense. They're raised differently, the way they grew up, their other houses involved in the whole situation. So just to read something about an Aquarius, a Libra, or anything and feel like that exactly what that is, it's kind of bizarre, honestly. So throughout my life, I've met many different people. I'm sure we all have, but I started to ask everyone what their sign was. So after that, I started to realize how many people I've met with the same sign that actually are alike and that actually do have the same characteristics of each other's. And that's how I determined the characteristic of each sign. Beside, like, I don't know, the word's not besides, I'm looking for like versus other people just reading about one sign on the internet and then using that to base a whole person's persona off of their sign. And me personally, I don't really dislike any sign. I get along with everybody, but everybody on every sign has honestly did something bad to me, so it's just even my own. So honestly, people are gonna be people. To judge someone firsthand off of their sign or any hand is kind of weird, to be honest, because yeah, I'm a Libra, but half of the Libra things probably don't match up to me because of my moon and my rising, and not to mention my other houses that make me me. And not every Libra has the same houses. So to a certain extent, we can have the same traits, but then again, like I said, you got the houses, the way I was raised, and all these other things that come into the factor of who I am as a person. And honestly, that's why when people, even Scorpios, even Geminis, tell me that they're Scorpio or Gemini, tell me their sign, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, because I truly give you a chance, an opportunity to present yourself like anybody else would without even caring or knowing about your sign. And then I let you determine what kind of person you are to know if you're a person that I want to have in my life. And then later on, if I find out, oh, your sign, I'm like, okay, I can add that personality to the list of what I know about this specific sign. It's basically like doing a huge study on people without them even really knowing it. So sorry to everybody I've ever met and known, but yes, I've had done this study on everybody because that's how I get my statistics. It's kind of a habit. I don't really do it on purpose. It's just something that just happens with my brain. So sorry, not sorry though, because it's kind of helpful for me. Within that, I talk about, like, earlier I said a little bit about how there's other constellations, and even the 12 constellations that we have is not even all of them for somebody to truly not to believe in astrology. And it's even as simple as there used to be 13 months, not 12. So that 13th month, that's a zodiac sign. What is it? I don't really remember right now. But I will look it up again or try to remember. I'll think on it throughout this. If it doesn't come to my head, I'll look it up again and I'll put it in the description for you guys, honestly. But if you know, months, the calendar got changed for the business world due to the Kodak cameras, film, needing people to work longer hours. So the calendar was changed to accommodate those hours to be worked. So within that being changed, a lot of days were kind of changed as well. And we got like daylight savings time and a bunch of stuff like that added to the calendar so that the math can math. So a month did get dropped. And for all we know, there's evidence to prove that the months aren't even the same names as they used to be, that those are changed too. And if you go even further back into it, the whole calendar system back to like King Augustus and Julian and them folks, their July, they have their own months for their reasons because they wanted a month. So there's just so much to it that's like beyond what the eye can see. and you would not think that much on the calendar, but honestly, there's so much to know about the calendar. I recommend that if you never looked it up, you should, about time and the calendar, everything in a sense, how everything was changed to fit a certain way of life. Basically, like, I know people hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it if I can remember what it is, and it's basically not the Matrix. When you're living, why can't I think of nothing right now? When you're living under a what's the word? And your program. Yeah, so it kind of programs us to be a specific way and work a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I also believe that it used to be Monday through Saturday until people started either the money, something with the money, or the people felt overworked. It's one of those two issues related to the calendar changing and things like that. But it's honestly really something to look into, because with that being changed, that brings a whole different light to astrology and everything, because you can't change the stars, you can't change what's already written, and the universe goes on for miles and miles and miles. So it's not even no way to really even tell how many constellations are out there besides the 12 that we know. So, my personal opinion, if you choose not to believe in astrology, zodiac signs, the constellations, all that, live your best life. But at the same time, I feel like everybody should do some research to it, whether they believe it or not. Do some non-biased research at that. Don't Google, like, are zodiac signs fake? Or something like that, or zodiac signs real, or something like that. Actually do that extensive research and go beyond Google and look into those articles about these things and how far of a centuries these go, because it isn't just 2023, which is odd to me that a lot of people think that 2023, this is all new stuff, woke culture, everybody's just into zodiacs and things like that. But this has been going on for way far beyond our time, way far behind written history, as far as I know from the research I've done, honestly. So to say that it's something that this generations of now, of the 20th, this I don't of this century have made it up because a lot of us believe in it heavily, is nonsense. So I do recommend for anybody, whether you do or don't believe it, do the research on it, how far it goes back. Not yes, do the research on the signs, but don't judge anybody off that research, my opinion. And then also do the research on how far this stuff goes, like how ancient this is and how significant these zodiac signs have played a part into history and beyond, because each specific zodiac sign has its own element, its own planet, its own everything. So to say all of that is just mumbo jumbo is just wild to me, because you can't make up the planets. The planets are still here. They've been here for so long. Yeah, we don't know much about what went on with them planets besides from our time and what the scientists of our time have came up with. But even then, there's probably more to that than we know, because we all know. But it's just, I would say, honestly, if you don't know your own sign, if you don't believe in zodiacs or astrology, I would say take some time to look into it. Look into your own sign. Look at the characteristics. Look into your own chart. Find your astrology chart, your birth chart. Get all of your houses. And if you know the time that you were born, and where you were born, it's pretty simple to find a chart. Download CoStar. You can even get it on the app CoStar. And look into it and just read it for fun, and just see if it relates to you, if it changes your mind that it's actually something for you to believe in or not. Because I know a lot of people, they make jokes like, oh, somebody asked me out on a date, and the first thing they ask me what their zodiac sign, I'm out. But the thing is, those people are going about life wrong too, judging people based off of their sign. Because I know a bunch, like I said, every sign has done me right and wrong, including my own. So to me, it's crazy to judge somebody because of their sign, but I kind of take it in consideration towards my research on that sign, if that makes sense. Like if I'm having a conversation with somebody and it comes in my head to ask them what their sign is, I am going to. And then when they tell me their sign, I'm going to put that mental note in my head and see, and as we're having a conversation, if there's any similarities that I peep, I'm going to add that to the category of your sign, of my own research, because I feel like that's more, have more oomph to it, rather than just reading a bunch of stuff on the internet about a specific sign and then going off of that. Because we have to remember, in order to be a good researcher, you have to know there's biased information out there, and it seems like the whole world hates specific signs. So that'll tell you right now, if you Google some things on that sign, that you're gonna get a lot of bad to it. And honestly, some of it might be true. I don't really know, but some of it might not. But that's why I say it's a person to person basis, because even a sun sign, just determining somebody's personality off of their sun sign is crazy, because it's just insane. And if you're doing that, I'm sorry to say, you're very judgmental, and you shouldn't do that. You should take your own sign in consideration if you are out here judging people based off of their signs at first sight, or in general. That's just wild. Gotta be bigger than that. There's more to life. But honestly, it is something to look into. Like, I've been researching this for a very, 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 very long time, a lot of years into this. That's why have found the method that I'm going about now, the most helpful method into education wise, and keeping myself realistic on things. Because I don't necessarily, even though I gather information about different zodiac signs, I still don't judge people based off of it. Like I said, I let your personality and you do that for yourself, because it's just crazy. It's crazy. But let me know in the comments how you feel about zodiac signs. Do you believe in it? If so, what's your zodiac sign? You can share your 3 houses. Are you the same as me, where when people are making posts about your sign, they don't really relate to you and such? Honestly, I did see one post recently. I forgot the name on Instagram. He has funny zodiac posts. It's like I know the initials are JM. I really don't want to get the name wrong. But it's a guy. He has a really funny and good like zodiac things. He does them in like skits, but he did one I believe in cups, and it actually fit me. He did one of Libras who Libras who are close to Virgos. Because Libra season starts on the 23rd, so I'm the 24th, so I'm right there. And honestly, a lot of it did relate to me, and I was like, this is crazy, because this is literally the first one that basically almost got me to a damn T if it didn't. But he probably did that research on himself, and I don't really know how he got it, but honestly, do the research. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about people judging people off their zodiac signs? What's your zodiac sign? If you open the share, show your houses. And how do you feel about people judging people off of their signs at first sight? And for any of those kind of people watching that, or just for anybody watching this right now, if you have any advice on how you have learned about signs or anything like that, or have you have learned about astrology or kept up with it, drop it in the comments. It's always good to share that, good information throughout the community, and for always good for educational purposes as well. As always, thank you guys for watching. Peace, love, and happiness. Until next time, where we see what's on your mind.